Dominik is a part of our small friend circle. Just me, two others, and him. Outcasts of the class. More or less the only people in school that would accept Dominik as a human being. One day, I come back from the afternoon break early. A van is blocking most of the entrance. Dominik is standing between the van and the door, crossed arms, serious business look. What the fuck.png. Greet him, then try to enter. The fucker blocks me. I ask him to move. He shakes his head. Try to squeeze by him. Fucker pulls a knife on me. I jump back while screaming. The teacher comes into the lobby. Dominik gets sent home. Acts like nothing happened that day. Pick related is what Dominik looked like during his tard guard duty. Class finished a English test that day. Dominik is proud of himself. The day is over and we all head home. I was leaving late because of an important talk. Leave the school about 30 minutes later than the rest of them. See Dominik, alone, sitting by a small fire, in the middle of the fucking schoolyard. My face when. Ask him what the fuck he's doing. He freaks out and starts stomping on the fire. His pants catch fire. I had to extinguish him. Later found out that he always burns old vocabulary after tests. The teachers knew, they just didn't care. Why he decided to do this in the schoolyard in the first place is anyone's guess. I used to be extremely allergic, to the point where my doctor forbid me from participating in outdoor sports. Asthmarisk.com. Friends take my medical problems personally, especially Dominik. Wednesday, the first 2 hours are sports. Outdoors, of course. Get to come 2 hours later than the others. Dominik decided to ignore my existence. Doesn't answer questions, doesn't move out of the doors, pushes past me aggressively. Gets other two friends in on it. Fucking traitors. I used to be fragile back then. Ask friend number 1 why they ignore me. No answer. Ask friend number 2. Again, no answer. Ask Dominik. He snorts loudly. I break down in the middle of my class, crying and sobbing. Long story short, my friends kicked me out of the outcast group. Not my friends anymore. Lost my 2 outcast friends because of a fucking allergy. Dominik finally snaps and also leaves the outcast group. The other 2 become loners. Dominik is the last remaining person that speaks to me. Fucker that killed my friend circle became my only friend circle. My face when. Hate my life. Last year of school, Dominik became more and more silent. Acts weird, even for a tard. Monday, he asks if I would care if he dies. I say of course, since he's my only friend. Internal screaming.mp4. He looks away, doesn't talk to me for the rest of the day. Contemplate suicide myself. Tuesday, Dominik doesn't come to school. He's sick regularly, so whatever. Wednesday, still no Dominik. Thursday, still no Dominik. I begin to worry. Normally he asks autistic questions when he's sick. Friday comes. A police officer enters the class. Anon, please come with me. Asks me about Dominik. Where is he? Did he talk to you? Do you know his plans? I answer no to all of these questions truthfully. Next week, Dominik is back. Acts like nothing happened. My mother asks his mom what the fuck went on. Turns out Dominik ran away from home. Wandered around a neighboring city. Ate fast food when he got hungry. Slept in a homeless shelter. Other homeless people instantly ID him when the search became official. I still occasionally see Dominik walk around my city. Long hair down to his ass, empty expression, backpack. It's like they lobotomized him. That's all of my personal Dominik stories, but I still have stories about him from my friend. These are stories of my friend and his 2 tards. We'll call him Friend Bro. The first tard is also named Dominik, but I'll refer to him as Dom to avoid confusion. The second is named Mario. Both are tested and confirmed for TISM. School trip in Italy. Class sleeps in bungalows in the middle of a forest. 3 people per bungalow. Bro, Dom, and a random unimportant dude are all in one bungalow. The bungalows have a bathroom, 3 beds, and 3 small chests. One night, class returns from whatever activity. Go to sleep. Jeff. Dom enters bathroom. Bro and Random lie in bed. Quiet wanking is heard. Dom is masturbating in the bathroom. Bro pokes the Random guy. Do you hear that? Yeah. Dom speeds up. Wave. Leaves the bathroom, gets in bed. Bro realizes that Dom didn't wash his hands. I should mention that Bro is rather calm, but a few things can trigger him into insane rage bursts. This is one of them. Bro screams, "Dom, you disgusting pig!" Stomps over to the teacher's bungalow, in just his shorts, no fucks given. Basically screams at the teacher what happened. The teacher sighs, heads over to Bro's bungalow. "Dom, wash your hands next time you fap." The whole class made fun of him for the rest of the trip. This happened exactly the next day. Still on a trip in Italy, Random and Dom fight over yesterday's fapping incident. Dom breaks down, hides in the same bathroom. Bro locks the door from the outside. The bungalow had these internal locks without keys, pick related. He just used his house key and turned that to the locked position using said slit like a lever. Dom starts freaking out even more, crying, bashing, screaming. "Let me out, why, I want home." Class has no empathy since he usually freaks out over the most minor shit. Bungalow had this 10 by 20 centimeter mini window. Dom is pressing his face against it, screaming, "I can't get out! Teacher screams at Bro, "Why did you lock him in?" Random ratted Bro out. Bro says he almost instantly unlocked the door again after locking it. The teacher gets a 1,000-yard stare, goes into bungalow, opens the unlocked door. Keep in mind that the doors are made to be locked and unlocked from within, so Dom could have exited even if he was locked in. The teacher slaps Dom to calm him down, moved Dom to his bungalow for the rest of the trip. Dom continues to repeatedly fap in the bathroom there as well. No washing. That teacher quits the school next month, openly states that it's because of the tards that the school lets loose. LMFAO. Normal school day. Afternoon break. It's winter, so there's snow outside. Bro is talking to a Random. Gets hit in the back with a snowball. He turns around. Dom is standing there like a rag doll. Baka.jpg. Bro signs, tells Dom to fuck off and stop throwing shit at him. Gets hit instantly by another snowball after turning again. Bro throws a snowball back at Dom. Dom freaks, screams whilst trying to form another snowball, fucks up because tard rage, throws himself on the ground yelling. Fucker rolls to his left, huffing and screaming, Fuck you, bro, and die! Crashes into multiple people whilst rolling. A few boys snap as well and attempt to beat him up while he's still on the ground. Dom gets knocked the fuck out. The yelling stops. Multiple people are fighting next to him. Bro regrets several life choices that day. Dom gets into anime. Buys an oversized, used leather trench coat. Wears it to school every day. Dom's face is pick-related almost all the time. Fights multiple people from the snowball incident. He usually wins. He thanks his coat. Coat of strength +5. People are legitimately afraid of him. Gets a new nickname from the Beaten Boys. Leader Trottle, translated leather idiot. Wears nickname proudly. Here comes Leader Trottle. Makes pick-related. School gets sick of the random fights and angry parents. Guards placed on every break. No effect because Code of Power is +5. Gives out harsher punishments. Only small effects. Finally bans various items, including trench coats. Without his magical Code of Power, Dom is weakened. Starts losing his fights against other boys. Still called Leader Trottle until the end of school. Occasionally still fought with people. Dom gets into another fight. No Code of Power .5. Jumps up a random tree, throws sticks at random people. Refuses to climb down. At this point, the school is used to his retardation antics. They decide to just leave him up there. Continue school as per usual. Dom finally calms down, realizes that he can't climb down out of fear, throws sticks at the windows, cries, yells, generally freaks. Fire department gets called. They save Dom like a stray cat. Dom fucking threw sticks at them whilst doing so. The tree is basically picked clean. Headmaster has the tree cut down. Bro's face when leader trottle was carved into the stump the next day. Back when Dom still had his code of power +5, someone suggests that he shows his might. Dom agrees.
I'll climb up to school!
Opens window, stands on the frame while grabbing the frame. Classes face when. Bros face when. One of the beaten boys closes the windows. Dom is trapped outside. This was on the 3rd floor, by the way. Dom's will is unbroken. Fucking pulls himself up. Girls from the upper class scream. Random teacher screams.
Dom, you fucking lunatic, get in here right now, holy shit!
Dom slowly disappears upwards. Headmaster enters Bro's class with Dom 5 minutes later. Pissed beyond belief. Dom is pissed himself. Who locked the window? Nobody answers. If you don't name someone now, I will get all of your asses for attempted murder. The girl rats beaten boy out. The headmaster smacks him right in front of the class multiple times, basically carries him out of the room. Dom still stands there with pissed pants. The beaten boy actually faced a sentence of 10 years for attempted murder. Still serves his penalty as I type this. There was also a different, smaller tard named Mario. Usually he managed to be normal, but he also had incidents that made it clear he's a tard. Teacher had a 0.5 liter cola bottle on his desk, half empty. Leaves for break. Mario giggles and takes the bottle outside of the classroom. He returns 2 minutes later. Oh, the bottle is full again. Brownish orange, holy shit. People ask or scream at him. The teacher returns, instantly gets informed. A small sniff proves the worst. Of course, Mario had filled the bottle up with piss. The teacher laughs and says, "I'm surprised you managed to fit your junk in the opening." The class explodes. Mario is forever known as Flaschenpinkler, or Bottle Pisser. The boys constantly make tiny weenie jokes next to him. The teacher never brought anything edible to the class again. Mario and another boy named Felix are fighting. Small penis jokes are made. Mario grabs his pencil and stabs Felix twice. Felix picks up his chair. Mario flees yelling into the hallway. Felix follows. 2 minutes later, a teacher enters the class wheezing. Felix follows 1 minute later. Mario comes after an additional 8 minutes. He's obviously still startled. The teacher asks him, still laughing, if he is over his identity crisis. Bro later found out from Felix that Mario had hid in the girls' bathroom whilst the girls were inside. His panic made his voice super high. He was screaming for help, sounding like Mickey Mouse. Felix lost his anger and started laughing at Mario's voice. The teacher saw it all happen. Mario and Felix were both penalized. Mario was called Peach for a while thanks to his new identity as a girl. Turned back into Flaschenpinkler relatively soon. Mario was actually glad to be called by that nickname once again. Be me. 15 in high school. High school has 1 or 2 tard classes. Nothing too special. School tries to integrate them into activities every now and then, but they mostly keep to themselves. Be in mythology class, learning about Greeks and the Olympics. The teacher says we'll be doing a project. The teacher says instead of some boring shit, we'll be designing our own Olympic Games. Yeah, it actually sounds pretty cool. Teacher says that the games will be played by the tards. I am fucking hyped. Get in our groups to start coming up with ideas. Stupid shit like toss and frisbee golf until someone comes up with gold. Sword fighting. Instantly know that some shit is gonna go down. The group decides that sword fighting is what we'll be doing. Fuck yes. The rules are basically just fencing rules, but with pool noodles. I'm in charge of getting said pool noodles. I go to the store. They're out of all the pool noodles except for one kind. These are the thickest, most sturdy pool noodles I have ever seen. Getting whacked full force would fucking hurt. Everything is aligning. Buy a few of them and bring them back to class the next day. Test out our game. Get hit by a pool noodle. It hurts just about as much as I thought it would. Let the games begin.exe. After setting up all our shit, the tards are released. The tards slowly begin to make their way through classmates' games. They eventually get to ours. There's only about 6 of them, but we do a best out of 3 tourney for them so it doesn't end as soon as it starts. The first one is completely oblivious to anything that's happening, so she needs a wrangler with her at all times. Because of this, she really isn't playing at all. The second one could barely even be considered a tard. Nothing surface level wrong with him, so I have no idea why he was in those classes. The third one just seems really hyperactive. He's wearing a Star Wars shirt. It will be relevant, don't worry. The fourth one is just your average tard. Just kind of stupid, nothing out of the ordinary. The fifth one is also an average tard, but well, a little bit more so. The sixth one is an average tard, but in a wheelchair. The tards will henceforth be referred to as their aforementioned numbers. As they approach, I see 3's eyes light up. He immediately picks up a pool noodle and starts pretending it's a lightsaber. This gonna be good. First game is between 2 and 5. Nothing really happens. 2 wins. 3 versus 4 next. 3 steps into the ring and immediately starts acting like the complete autist that he is. Starts wielding and spinning his lightsaber like in the movies. 4 goes into the ring with his and the fight starts. They're both just hitting each other's pool noodles together, lol, until 3 lands a lucky hit. The next round is the same except 4 gets the hit. In the final round they're swinging hard. 3 finally hits 4 and wins. 4 looks really upset but does nothing and walks away, sulking. 3 does a little victory dance. The next battle is between 2 and 6. Since fencing requires you to move around, a wrangler is in charge of 6's wheelchair. The wrangler backs 6's wheelchair up and 6 holds the noodle like a spear. Like they had pre-planned it, as soon as we say start, the wrangler pushes 6 full speed into the ring where the fight happens. Literally fucking tard jousting. 6 is screaming his lungs out. One of the funniest things I've ever seen. Almost dying, suffocating, trying to hold in a laugh. Sadly, 6 gets hit all 3 rounds, so he's eliminated. Now it's 1 versus 3. Since 1 can't really do anything, the handler grabs her arms and fights for her. 3 is actually fighting his heart out trying to put on a show. It actually looks kinda cool. 1's handler is just swinging the noodle back and forth. This goes on for at least a minute for all 3 rounds. 3 finally wins. Now it's number 2 versus number 3. Surprisingly tense fight for the current circumstances. Very invested in the story that is unfolding before my eyes. Both of them are actually fighting. They both get hit in the first 2 rounds, so the third will decide the winner. 3 channels his inner Luke in the 3rd round for the win. If you're gonna make a fake story, at least make it entertaining. Let me show you how it's done. We had reached the final round for the final 2 contestants. As number 2, the relatively average Tardling, and number 3, Jedi Master Autistius, squared off in our makeshift Spurg arena, we all fell silent as a KFC at 3 a.m. They were both quivering with anticipation, or maybe fear, or maybe that was just part of their normal Spurglord state of existence. Number 2 locked his crossed, upturned eyes on Jedi Spurglings, emanating a horrifying aura that was either caused by his rage or his smell, maybe a bit of both. Number 3 returned his gaze with a dark ferocity, a confident, albeit -10 IQ look behind eyes that couldn't have been more than an inch apart. We almost hesitated to give the signal for the match start. Almost. Number 2 was the first to move, Strike fast, strike hard, show no brain cells. He lunged forward with a massive overhead noodle chop, which was barely deflected by Jedi Master Chromosome, the look of grim confidence on his face faltering for a moment. Stealing his resolve, Jedi Master Tendi Slayer skipped to the side as quickly as his abnormally short legs would allow, Number 2 barely managing to fall backwards in time to save himself from the floppy instrument of his demise. They both paused, their guards still up, both still holding the other's gaze with the same intensity with which they gripped their respective pool noodles. Number 2, seemingly the more eager one, took a stomping stride forward again, bringing his noodle careening around him in a wide, sweeping motion. Jedi Master Bogus Brain's response to this assault was to throw himself to the floor, narrowly avoiding the noodle's arc, and slap his noodle across Number 2's knee. Number 2 jumped backwards, making frustrated grunting noises. Jedi Bro began jumping up and down, giggling and repeating the same words over and over at a rapid pace.
I win, you lose, I win, you lose, I win, you lose.
Number 2's face contorted into a mask of pure rage.
You did not, you hit my leg. That just means I have to hop.
He cried, his voice beginning to crack as frustration overtook him. The sight of a tardling menacingly waving a pool noodle in front of him while hopping on one leg and trying not to cry will remain etched in my brain until the day I pass away. They both looked to me for the final verdict. As much as I wanted to see the Downey War continue, morality got the better of me, and I decided that enough was enough. Nope, the rules are first to land a hit wins. Jedi Bro began jumping up and down again, his elation overtaking him. Number 2's breathing became more harsh and more rapid with each passing second, his face taking on a deeper and deeper shade of red. Finally, with tears of frustration and anger freely falling down his face, Number 2 threw his pool noodle to the floor and screamed at Jedi Bro.
I hate you.
Before any of us could intervene, he had crossed the distance between him and Jedi Bro, and in the span of what must have been half a second, had Jedi Bro's quote-unquote lightsaber wrapped around its owner's neck.
Star Wars is fake. Star Wars is fake.
He screamed at the top of his lungs, gripping the pool noodle so hard that his knuckles were turning white. Jedi Bro struggled to inhale, his beady eyes bulging and his undersized limbs flopping all over the place in search of a usable weapon. It took us a full 5 seconds to pry the pool noodle from Number 2's neck, and another 30 seconds to fully pry them away from each other after that. Parents were called, reports were filed, and from that day on, we never saw Number 2 in our school again. There, that's better. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Have a good night.